Hello, Hub City Geeks. SpartanNerd here. Let's talk about Legendary Barbarian. Oh yeah, and to me, so far, the gold standard of Barbarian action figures has been Master Universe Classics Vicor. Now, Vicor is basically a prototype He-Man brought to the modern era as a classics figure. This is the cape from the Undead of Vikingfell figure, but everything else here is what came with Vicor. Oh yeah, that necklace is from Naugahyde, the G.I. Joe classified. He's been my favorite Conan the Barbarian figure. And I actually have Super 7 Conan figures also. This one is from the Battle of the Mounds set. He's just got this face. He's yelling. I mean, it's a battle armor. Um, Also, that shoulder pauldron wants to come off. It's like weak design. So, I just use the hair dryer on it and make it work. Here I have him holding one of the Mythic Legion skeleton skull heads just because it looks cool. The Sword of Aquilonia, he has that too. That's the Sword of Atlantis, right? So this is King Conan, showing him older. This is also the mystery sword that he has. Notice he's wearing pants, which also Battle of the Mounds version was wearing pants too. But I like this figure a lot. But because he's wearing all that gold and everything, I mean, I know he's King Conan. He represents that, but he he feels less like a barbarian to me in this way, and more like a king, which is perfectly fine. He's a king barbarian. And today I'm going to be reviewing the Legendary Barbarian. Now, when I bought it, it said the Legendary Barbarian on the website for the Four Horsemen. However, the packaging leaves off that very conspicuous the. Of course, they would, right? So it just says Legendary Barbarian. He is, of course, a generic barbarian. This is definitely not He-Man or Conan, right? Hmm. Well, let's see how they handled this, because they obviously are rubbing it in that they don't have the license to do the Master Universe anymore. So this guy is a Viking type of barbarian. I imagine that those slots on his head are for horns. I did see a picture of him online, but I don't remember. Don't remember what I saw. And we have this alternate face that doesn't have a beard, which also doesn't have hair. Why not? Because the hair is down here. You have brown hair down the bottom, which is just generic barbarian stuff. Blonde hair, I wonder who that could be. And black hair, I wonder who that could be. Crom, huh? Crom. Yeah, so anyway, this packaging has a bio here. I've not read it. I'm sure it's great. We all know what this is about. It's about He-Man and Conan, just Mythic Legions. And I like that the back of this packaging is that with the silver Four Horsemen thing. I don't recognize this. Is this a picture of Eternia? I don't think so. Or is it a picture of where Conan the Barbarian lives? I can't even think of the word right now of the place. Some type of Earth, not Third Earth, but whatever. Some type of Earth. Robert Howard's Earth. How about that? Might be a picture of that. And I might be wrong. Maybe that's some other picture. Seems like I would recognize if it was Eternia. I don't think it is. All right, so you see it's a window box package, otherwise of Mythic Legions like we expect. Let's get it open and see what it's about. So I've tried over and over to capture this video. It just, stupid stuff keeps happening. So here we are. I've got the Legendary Barbarian out of the box. You can see everything that he came with. I assembled the horns on his head. These horns don't stay in so good. I mean, this is just true of any of the horns like this in Mythic Legions from my experience so far. But they're nice, and it's good that we have options to swap them out from other figures. This nice battle axe has a good Viking look to it. Since he has this beard, he looks nothing like He-Man or Conan, and that's the way they wanted it to be, because putting a blonde-haired barbarian, legendary barbarian, in there would surely draw the ire of copyright lawyers, right? So anyways, this makes him an Acer man or a Vanner man. I cannot remember from the Conan the Barbarian series or the Thor comics. But this is a type of Viking that has red hair. His complexion is dark, and that's nice. I didn't expect it to be as dark as it is, but that's nice. And Conan the Barbarian typically is uh, darker, and He-Man, of course, has a tan, so that's the whole thing. It's like Prince Adam gets a tan when he transforms. What else? This shield has a clip as an option. This is a throwback to Master Universe class, just Master Universe, because vintage, because the Four Horsemen Studios usually only use this handle thing, and they hold it in their hand. But we now have this option. It's kind of loose, and I don't really care that much for it. But what does this shield look like? It looks like this. Same shield we got with the Undead of Vikingfell, but with different coloring. I like this coloring. It's muted and less flashy. Needs some blood on it, right? um, what else? The only thing that annoys me about the figure is the boots. I do not like these cuffed boots. I'd prefer if they were furry boots that Masters of the Universe characters usually have, or I wish they were sandals, some kind of sandals like Conan would usually wear. This kind of cuffed boots, we've seen them before in Mythic Legions, like the Beast Beast Warrior's Headhunter, and I'm pretty sure the Headless Horseman. There's probably other figures I don't have that have them, but let's see. You probably want to see the back. I have the shoulder pauldrons in, and there goes the horn, as predicted. But it is a review, right? Anyways, so there you go. Just turning it around caused it to fall off. He has 3 holes in his back. That big slot is useless. They could have given us some kind of sheath for the sword, but they did not. But you see how the shoulder pauldron is pegging in. You just have to put a little force and they'll go in. No problem. Notice that he has a soft goods loincloth. And if you wanted to change that or take it off, you would have to take his torso off from his waist and then remove the hip armor and then remove the cloth, which you can swap out with some other piece of cloth. Because surely you would, right? Ha 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 ha. He came with lots of different gripping hands, and this is, I mean, we get a lot of hands a lot of times. I guess it's so that they may not be putting out other hands in this color, so they give us a lot of options. We got 3 chains, so that big one I think is for his foot. The other 2 are for his wrist, which we've already seen in the Vicor figure. That has been my favorite so far. This face looks like Conan the Barbarian more than it does He-Man. I'll say that. It's not a kind face. It is a savage, I will kill you face. Conan the Barbarian is not a nice person. But really, neither was He-Man in the early mini-comics. He was a barbarian. 3 different hairdos. The brown one is the generic barbarian that you can still use. Though some Conan the Barbarian comic books have a browner color, even though he's supposed to be black-haired. I guess this is also the same as Wondar's hair, though. And then the sword does not look like He-Man's sword or Conan the Barbarian's sword. If you ask me, it looks more like a Transformer sword. And we have this weapon strap, which we get this a lot with figures, but this time it has got paint hits on it, so it has shiny silver buckles. Well, let's do some stuff with this figure and quit yakking so much. So here's our first comparison shot, and this is the Legendary Barbarian beside the Masterverse 40th Anniversary He-Man figure. You can see there's a big difference in a lot of ways between these two. One thing that isn't really fair is the Masterverse 40th Anniversary He-Man figure has a humongous chest, larger than other He-Man figures. So in that way, maybe this isn't a great comparison, but I'll show some other He-Man figures off. You can see a definite, so they've got like this paint wash over the Four Horsemen figure, while Mattel has been cutting that detail. It makes the overall appearance of the Legendary Barbarian to be darker. The similarities between Vicor and the Legendary Barbarian with the black hair is pretty strong. I mean, that's the same sculptors and everything, just a different production matter, but you can see there is a chance that the Legendary Barbarian could outpace Vicor in my mind. I mean, Vicor's weaknesses are, you can see all his the joint pins and that kind of thing, even though, if I remember right, he was the first Master Universe Classics figure to have pinless ankle joints. But still, he's been so good, you know. And I haven't tried a head swap of Vicor on the Legendary Barbarian. Usually that doesn't work between Classics and Mythic Legions without some blue tack being applied, but it might be something I try out. Here's a comparison of a more normal He-Man. This is King Grayskull and the Legendary Barbarian having battle with each other, and this King Grayskull is holding the 2000X sword from the Castle Grayskull, which belonged to my brother, not to me, but it does to me now. And here is a comparison of the Legendary Barbarian with the brown hair sculpt beside King Conan from Super 7 Ultimates. This is actually King Arnold Schwarzenegger after all. And here is the Legendary Barbarian with the blonde hair, armored up, fighting against Thunder Punch He-Man. You can see a lot of similarities here. I mean, I'm not a fan of that face sculpt on the Thunder Punch He-Man. And I don't know if it's the sculpt. I think the sculpt is fine. It's the paint. It's like it has foundation or something on it. Where it'd be better if it had, which is yeah, laughable anyways. It'd be better if it had this this wash over it or whatever. It makes him look, you know, dirty, or like I've been busy fighting and chopping people up, you know, something like that. And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't compare my biggest barbarian to the Legendary Barbarian. So you can see Balthor, the Tower Ogre, beside the Legendary Barbarian. You see a humongous size difference, but also you can see a lot of, I guess, similarities or symmetry even between the way they're sculpted, obviously by the same sculptors. Eric Treadway, I think is his name. So what do I rate the Legendary Barbarian? I've got him up here with other He-Man figures that I have, including Faker with the Cosmic Legion's recent snake head on him, which I just really like. I like how that rolls, but you got to use blue tack if you try it. Now, different heads. I like the heads that come with it. I consider this the actually extra head, even though it's default in the box. It's good to have a barbarian head, even if you can't see much of his face, which is a complaint, but it's not a bad complaint. I mean, he could be a army builder of any kind. The two wig pieces, you can use that on any figure. I mean, that's nice, and you can change it. You know, like I say, as a He-Man figure, he stacks up. His sculpt is great. It's Four Horsemen. You don't get no better than that. The paint's good. I really like that wash on there. Makes him look like he's been getting dirty, you know. Whereas the Mattel figures, you can see they all look really clean. Let's see. The accessories, the loadout, I really like the sword, even though it is kind of, like I said, Transformer-ish, or it really looks like Zelda or something, something kind of anime. Just a little close up. I kind of wish the wrist would stand up so you could do I have the power, but you can't do that. Just the same. What does he... His articulation. I've had zero problem with him falling down. The joints are tight, but you don't really need a hair dryer. I didn't need it. No articulation problems, no stupid problems. He doesn't fall. He hasn't fallen down one time. I put him in different poses, so no problems there. You know, all right. The feels. This is a He-Man. It's also a Conan the Barbarian. It's also a generic barbarian. The feels point, he gets it all day long. So this is a solid 5 of 5. Now, it's coming down to the wire. I've got to decide what is going to be the figure of the year. Now, this is just me. What is my figure of this year? Well, this guy would be a contender. I mean, just straight up. Like if I considered Thunder Punch He-Man, this guy beats Thunder Punch He-Man. So there, you got that. So you agree or you disagree with my rating? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe. Hey, and thank you for reading my blog. This morning my jetpack has been blowing up. Yeah, not that kind of jetpack, but I'm getting all kinds of hits on the SpartanNerd blog. Thank you for watching my YouTube videos. Hey, go check out my album also, Preach by Heath Breitenbach. Hey, thanks.